Hello, welcome back to the Breaking the Change podcast. I'm Brenda Myers with the Community and Children's Impact Center, and my co-host is Leanna, one of my youth kids. I'm really excited about introducing our next guest, Miss Jennifer Montiel. We're excited about having you to tell your story today. I just want folks to know that if you have children watching at home, it's going to be a little intense, but it's truth and it's hope. And we're really excited to be able to hear your story. And so I'm going to turn it over to you and let you share your story.
Sure. My name is Jennifer Montiel. I am a police officer. I've been in law enforcement since 2011, and I am married. I have 3 kids, and I have a very interesting background.
It's okay.
So this is the first time I talk about it openly. If you see me in the street, will you ever think that I was trafficked or I was a victim of sexual abuse? I mean, nobody will ever see that because they would just see a professional person, or even if you saw me in uniform. But however, my background, when I was 16, my father sold me for $10,000. One day I got home from school, and he told me, I was very excited because when I was growing up, I wasn't a pretty girl. I was overweight. And growing up, I was always being compared to my cousins, that I was the ugly one, they were the pretty ones. And I finally had a boyfriend. So I was so excited to get home and share the news with my mom. And instead, I got home and my father wanted to talk to me. So he tells me, he's like, you're getting married tomorrow. And that's the same face. I was like, excuse me? And he was like, yes, tomorrow you're getting married. But at the time, I didn't know he had sold me. And I was in shock. I was like, but, I'm 16, like, what did I do wrong? Like, I was a straight A student, hardworking, did everything my parents wanted me to do. And the following day, I was in the truck on my way to Woodlands, Texas, to marry a 28-year-old. At the age of 16. I've never met the man. I've never met his family. I didn't know nothing about him. I just knew I was getting married. And when I arrived at the courthouse, I was wearing a simple little wedding gown. And I was just breaking inside, like in my head, I was like, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? Like, what did I do? Because I felt like my parents were just getting rid of me. So during the ceremony, I keep kind of like looking at the judge, kind of like, hey, do you not see what's going on here? So they married us and everything. My father signed for me to get married. And later down the line, I found out that he got a payment of $10,000 in exchange for me. So during that marriage, he was Muslim, so I was forced to wear their hijab or hijab. I'm sorry, the proper word. And I lived in that marriage. Even though I was in that marriage, I was still trying to get out. I wasn't 18. I had no money, nowhere to go. They were a very wealthy family, so I couldn't even file for divorce if I wanted to because he was in control of everything. So one day he told me, he was like, hey, I want to have kids. And I was like, okay, no. And he was like, well, yeah, but if you're my property, so I want to have kids. But if you leave, they're going to Jordan to my mom. And you go out, you go. So that day I kind of went out. I was like, hey, I'm going to go out. So I went to get a tattoo right here on my leg, homemade, in the garage. Because if I branded myself, they would get rid of me because I wasn't pure anymore. That was my way out. And no, instead, when my dad found out, he was furious. He grabbed a knife, he chased me around, trying to carve it out of my skin because of what I did. And through the age of 16 through 18 was one of my most rebellious stage, because I finally had the courage to tell my parents, like, okay, fine, you already got rid of me, you married me, but guess what? I'm also a victim. I've been a victim of sexual abuse, by the person that's living under your roof. So that happened for 3 years. 3 years, it happened. And it was before my marriage. So luckily I never came out pregnant. I didn't know what was happening. It wasn't like a lot, like for him in his mind, my abuser was like, this is what you want. but I didn't know I was a child, that I was being groomed to, this is what's happening. So I was just going with it.
And so you were what age at that point?
It started when I was 13, 12 and a half, 13. And it started, and it just, kept going. And it was whenever he wanted. I mean, and it was worse because it was under my parents' roof. So when I finally had the strength to tell my parents that, my mom was in shock. She was like, okay, we're gonna call the police. But my father didn't say anything. He kind of just looked at me. He was like, I have a baby brother. Yeah. So, I mean, now he's older, but, my mom called the police. I made the report. When it came time to do the forensic interview, by that time, my parents were already putting that responsibility on me. They were like, hey, if you tell the police, they're going to take your brother. So whatever you went through, he could possibly go through worse, So when I went to the forensic interview, I didn't have the courage. And I told the officers, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I made it up, Wow. And it was just killing me, because even though I went through that, like, I finally thought, hey, I'm going to have help. Somebody's going to hear me. I'm going to get out of this. It's not going to happen no more. So that's what led me to the conclusion. After I told the officers that, they dropped the case, they closed it, and it led me to the conclusion. That's when my father decided to get rid of me. That was the way out to getting me out of the house. But even though he put me out of the house and everything, I still struggled through addiction. I wanted to kill myself because I thought I didn't mean anything. My life had no meaning. I mean, I was the family that loved me and cared for me. They got rid of me. So when I hit 18, I finally had the strength, and I divorced him. So I divorced him. I moved back home, and my mom, at the time, she was a curandera. She's still practicing.
And what is that in particular, for the ones who don't know that?
It's a spiritual healer. Pretty much reading cards, cleansing. At the time, she used to practice con la Santa Muerte. Now she doesn't do that anymore, but at the time she did. So she had a customer, and the customer had just arrived from the Navy. And that became my second husband that they chose for me. I had just got out of this relationship, and I thought, like, hey, I'm done. I have freedom. I wanted to go to the military. I graduated high school when I was 16, and I wanted to go to the military, because by then I already had an associate's degree, so I wanted to go as an officer. So, no, my parents told me, my mother was like, hey, do you know your dad's dying? And I was like, no. And I have always, even though my dad was the person he was, I saw him like, well, he was the head of household. We respected what he said and everything. So, I was like, okay, so what's, she's like, he has a death wish. And I was like, well, what is the death wish, And he was like, well, you're the only one that had a 15. You're the youngest daughter. He didn't have the privilege to walk his daughter through the altar. So he wants to see you married through the altar in the Catholic Church. And I was like, okay. So I met the gentleman, and he was nice at first and everything. And I was like, I only know him 28 days, you know? And they were like, well, he just had a heart attack. And it wasn't even a heart attack. Like, I didn't know at the time.
Another manipulation scam.
Yes. So I knew he was in the hospital, but it wasn't a heart attack. And I was like, okay. So I agreed. The moment I agreed, they started getting a hall, wedding dress, you name it. Because in my family, being I come from a Hispanic household, it's more about where the people gonna say, status, and whatever happens in the house stays in the house. We don't talk about it. And that's something that I cover in my book that we'll talk about later. But sure enough, they got me married. I got married with this guy. My house was actually next door to theirs. So
still controlling. Still
next door. And so I lived there with him. And then it became the abuse. He started physically abusing me. I went to work for a detention facility for children. He went applied there and got a job too. And he would read the mileage of my car, touch the hood, everything. Wow. Like I didn't even know what a bank account was. That's how I wasn't fully developed yet. I was so innocent still, even though I went through all that trauma.
And so you're only 18 at this point, right?
Yes. So that was my second marriage, and The third one, which is the father of my kids, it lasted 9 years. But however, unfortunately, it led him. He ended up going down the alcoholism road. I mean, it really didn't work out well. So we divorced in good terms.
Yeah.
You know, he's still a good friend. He helps with my children and everything. And then my fourth marriage came, which is the one that helped me transform everything.
Oh, wow.
So he actually had to deal with my past, all the patches that I went through. Like, he couldn't believe, like, when I sit down with him, I told him, I was like, you might not want me, I'm broken. And he was like, what do you mean? You know, and I was like, I'm broken. And then I explained my story and I showed him my scars, because I still have my scars. And I told him, look, when I was young, I used to pick up scrap, you know, just to be able to go pay for my addictions, or you know, all the bad paths that I went through and all my experiences. And he was like, no, he like, God is gonna get us through this.
Wow.
So he's a very firm believer, you know,
Absolutely.
God helps us transform. So yeah, so we went through all that. Throughout the whole journey, one thing that I didn't let go was hope. I had hope that this is not my life. I'm not, you know, I know I was put in this world to do something better. Mm-hmm. And thank God I also had officers shadowing me through my middle school, and I had some officers that were really, really supporting. So that's what kind of led me to the path of law enforcement. Like, I remember the last time when I went to a store, I was trying to steal something because I was hungry. It wasn't because I felt like stealing, and an officer gave me a second chance. He told me, he was like, I'm gonna let you go, but do something with your life. And that's when I kind of just like sit back and I was like, okay, this is not for me. Like, I love education. I like studying. I like helping people. What can I do? That's when I started pushing into law enforcement.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So, you know, based on my background, at first I thought that because I have all these trauma scars, I'm not fit to be a cop, I can't help, or they're gonna think I'm gonna retaliate. But it's not like that. You know, a lot of times the people that have the most scars become the best officers.
Oh, wow.
Or the best social workers, case workers. They become the best people, because even though we have a journey that we went through that it's really tough, but we could still overcome it and help people with our negative experiences. So that's what I did. All my negative experiences, I put them into a positive, because I want to help people. Like, it hurts me sometimes to open up and share, but it's okay. Like, I went through it. I could share my story, and I want people to know that yes, we're in the United States, it still happens. You know, there's a lot of kids that are getting abused, they're getting still, their own parents are doing this, and you might see them, they have the dream home, you know, but they don't. They're living in silence, and there's people out here that we care, that we want to help, like everything you do with, you know, with the center. But that's just a little bit about my story and my background.
So when you went from that last marriage and you went into the drug addiction, I know I've been there. Did you think at that point that was your only out, and that would numb you to get you through all the trauma? And so how long did that go on?
It went out for a while. Thank God when I was going through my addiction, I didn't have kids yet. That was my eye-opening. I'll share that right now. But it was just my drug addiction. I felt it would numb the pain. Yeah. You know, like, I still remember the alcoholism phase, the MD 2020s.
Oh, yeah.
The cheapest thing I could have buy just to numb the pain and make it go away. Because for so many years, I blamed myself. Like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't put myself there. Or maybe I should have been prettier. Or maybe I should have done, and it wasn't me, you know, like, I kept blaming myself. Now that I'm older, I realize that unfortunately, you know, I just had the parents that care more about image versus raising their children.
Yes. And there's so many of them. I work with a lot of kids that, you know, have been through similar things. And for you, since our podcast today is on courage and determination, I think that you are the perfect candidate, especially hearing now what I've heard for the first time, your story, to know that, wow, I mean, that you had the courage and the determination to overcome. But so after all of that, what was your next choice? To become a police officer?
Yes. So actually, the moment that was my eye-opening was when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. Because I was actually I had already taken my oath. I was scheduled to be shipped off to the Army. And when I took my oath, I had 30 30 or 40 days left before they shipped me out. So before I got shipped out, they found out I was pregnant. And then an episode happened where my dad found out something happened with my mom, and his goal was to kill my mom that day. And I got in between. And when I got in between them, he hit me on the top of the head with the shotgun. With the back of the shotgun, I still have the scar. So the moment I blinked out, and when I got up, the first thing I thought in my head was like, my baby, my daughter. And that's where I was like, you know what, it ends right here, I'm done. And that's when I was the one that drew the straw. After they had 25 years of marriage, I called the cops and put them in jail. Because all the times the officers would come, like my mom, you know, she was illegal at the time, he will always tell them that we were making it up, they will kick us out, and they will never help. It was always him, and at the time he worked as he was an informant. So he had a lot of friends that would get him out. And when that happened, that was the end of it for me. So I thought, you know, but that was my eye-opening, that I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. You know, I have to change my life. And then that's another thing that helped me a lot to push me towards law enforcement, because I was like, okay, well, I don't want to raise my kids in a world like this. Like, I want to help people. Like, I don't want to be the officer those officers were. Instead of doing what they did, thankfully we didn't end up being in coffins, that we were able to get out of it. But I mean, that's something I saw in a lot of domestic cases, and that's what pushed me, and that's why I ended up being in law enforcement.
So now you're about to be a mom. What do you do? I mean, how do you just leave everything behind and move forward?
A lot of courage and strength, because now it's not about you, it's about the baby. You, especially when you sit down and you think about it, like, hey, I went through this, but I don't want her to go through it. So that was the thing that pushed me more. It was knowing that, hey, I'm gonna be a mom. But a lot of people don't have that situation. That there's different. It only takes that little bit of courage for you to push through to be like, oh my goodness, wake up. Like, you have to wake up. We got this. There's like, I believe in everybody, there's a little inner somebody that says like, hey, you know, we got this. We could fight through this. You know, but.
And so you're now, what, 22, 21, about to have a child. And so you just walked away and left everything behind.
I did. I became a mom, had my baby. When my son, I went through the academy. And then when my son was little, that's when I started getting more advanced in my law enforcement career. But yeah, they were the ones that actually pushed me. And not just in law enforcement, also education-wise. Because the more I learned, the more I read books, the more I educated myself, it opened my eyes more. Like, oh my goodness, this is not right. And the wide opening one was the academy. When I was in the academy, they were like, oh, well, is this offensive? They do this to you? And I was like, hey, I went through this. Like, why is he not in jail? You know, but it was mainly educating myself more and more, little by little.
And actually making you motivated to do more.
Yes, and I had a lot of backslash in the academy from some people, because back then I didn't have my tattoos like I do right now. So I'll show you. So I have all these visible scars, all of those.
And that's from cutting yourself?
From trying to kill myself. And I remember once when I told my dad that I was so tired that I wanted to kill myself, he told me, he was like, what do you want? Do you want a knife or a gun? What do you want? He goes, and we live in a wooded area. He goes, I want you to go far in the woods, kill yourself, because I'm not paying for a burial. That's what he told me. And it wasn't like, hey, sweetie, how can I help you? No, it was like, okay, you want to die? Go die. But I'm not going to bury you. So since I was 18, that's why I bought my burial plot, because I honestly didn't think I was going to make it this far in life, because I didn't see a way out. It was just constantly being victimized, and I had to find, when my daughter came, that's when I found the courage to say, hey, it's over. I'm done. Like, I'm going to fight for this. But yeah, this is the only reason I have so many tattoos. I remember once my son asked me, he was like, Mom, why do you have so many tattoos? But I've never opened up and told them why. Until they were older, they found out why I have so many scars. But yeah, all of the scars, they're because of the journey I went through. I tried to take my life several times. And instead of being helped, I was actually, being told, yeah, go kill yourself. You're not needed here.
I can't even have the concept of a parent saying these kind of things, and that trauma alone had to been just
It was really hard,
devastating.
and it's actually all through my body. They were here, and I remember that when I was going through the academy, they will always make fun of me. They were like, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't be a cop. Did you try to kill yourself?" And again, that's not their story; it's my story.
Yeah.
And like I told them, the way I passed my psychological test, the way I passed everything, I'm fit to be here the way you are. And I would tell the officers that because when I first started, it was a little bit harder for females.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
I
I
can
know it has
imagine.
always been, it's been harder because we are in a man's world, but it was just that fire in me that I was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna fight through this. And I remember once when I was in the academy, actually I had two incidents. The first incident was that when they asked, what unit do you want to be in? And I didn't know what it was. They're like, what do you want to specialize in? And I was like, I want to be a motorcycle cop. That's what I told them.
oh wow, that's
And
interesting.
they all looked at me, and the teacher started laughing. And he was like, I'll make you a deal. Whenever you become one, come here and I'll take you to lunch. I was like, okay. He goes, because that's not gonna happen. I was like, okay, good. So I just
More
laughed at it.
determination.
I was like, okay, great. And then so that happened. And when I was graduating, the teacher had the audacity to tell the teacher in front of everybody. I remember it was so embarrassing. I finally graduated. I was so excited as a cop, and my mom attended. And he was like, Miss Castillo, you can stop putting your witchcraft candles on for your daughter. She finally made it.
No.
I was like,
Who does that kind of thing? I'm just appalled.
yes. And that's what, just like little comments like that, that's what kept pushing me. I was like, oh no, I'm going to show you.
Exactly.
So when I went to precinct 6, they hired me as a reserve, and I was a mom with 2 babies, and they were like, I was like, well, you're not gonna get $1 from this. We're holding your commission. You're reserved. That's it. You can't work extra jobs. You can do nothing. The only thing you can make money is in the motorcycle. So I was like, really? Okay. So there I go. I went. I ended up getting a motorcycle.
That
I
is
mean,
amazing.
and yeah, thank God I had a really, really good supporter. I made the team. I became the first Hispanic female in Harris County. So for Mother's Day,
Congratulations.
no, thank you. So for Mother's Day, Channel 45 did a segment on that.
Oh my goodness.
So I did go back to the academy in my motorcycle in uniform. He didn't take me to lunch. He just looked at me. He was like, "Good job." I was like,
you
"Huh."
know, it takes a whole lot to overcome these kind of obstacles. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And you're an inspiration to, I know, thousands of people who's going to watch this podcast. I know my young people, I can't wait for you to meet some of them. Because sometimes we just don't think we can overcome the simple things.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have overcome is just an ultimate transformation. Wow.
Yeah, and it's just a little
amazing.
bit about my background. I actually, in the book that I wrote, like I told my parents in the past, I was like, I am so sorry. You're lucky I'm not pressing charges on you guys, but I am writing this book.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to talk to me, I'm sorry. And the people around me, like a lot of people in my family were against me writing it. But like I told them, I was like, this is my story to share with the people because I want them to know that there's help. There's people out here
Yeah.
that we care for you. And throughout my whole career, it's been like that. It's been some obstacles, but if you tell me I can do it, I'm gonna go get certified, and then I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna show you that yes, it is possible.
Wow.
Yeah, but like a little bit of my law enforcement background, I am certified in domestic violence, sexual assaults. I'm also a mental health officer. I am a school resource officer. I also did a little bit of medical legal death investigation because sometimes we had scenes and we had to work by ourselves. So I did that. I have quite a few certifications of my backgrounds for law enforcement, but again, I was kind of like not forced to it, but I did it because other officers wouldn't want to do it. Because when I was with Precinct 6, we had a lot of sexual assaults, and I was noticed that we're sending everything to the county. And like I told them, I was like, well, you're a police officer. Why can't you work the case? Oh, well, we're not certified. The sheriff could take care of it. However, the cases were being put on hold for 6 months. So that person was being victimized for an additional 6 months. And I was like, no. So I got certified, and I was the first one that they would call for any sexual abuse or domestic violence. They will roll it over the case to me, and I would shut down those cases, and they were from 30 to 60 days. I would push it as fast as I could.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, so I mean, what I went through, I didn't use it as a vengeance, like, oh, I'm gonna go into law enforcement and get back at people. No,
Yeah.
I use it as I'm gonna be their voice because somebody's not their voice. I want to help them.
Amen.
That's how I used it. And even with calls for service, you know, I'll sit there and I would take that extra time to listen. I'm not here on a timer, you know, I'm here for you. That's how I see it.
That's wonderful. You know, we're lucky to have you as part of our community. I'm impressed. Well, we got some questions. If,
Of course, go ahead, go
So we
ahead.
wanted to
Yes.
ask you a few things, and I know Miss Leanna probably has some as well. And so, what do you think about the girl you used to be, and what part of her do you still carry to this day?
I'm actually proud of her because she was a strong girl.
Amen.
She kept fighting, and I still carry the little me that, you know, likes little clowns and angels, and I still collect them. But Barbies, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love Barbies.
Oh, I do too, girl.
I
know.
I
have a
still
collection
that's
myself.
the one I carry with me. But the most important thing is that I am proud of her that she kept going.
Amen. I
Yes.
think most people would say the same. Anytime you would like to jump in,
Yes, whatever.
And I know that you
Any
may have some
question,
questions
yes.
as well. What was the first moment that you realized that your story didn't have to end where it started?
When I found out I was pregnant.
When you found out you were pregnant?
Yes.
Wow. Everybody has an angel, but we don't even know when they're going to come in the form of a child.
Yes.
That's beautiful. How do you define resilience now that you've lived through both trauma and triumph? I mean, you literally at moments in your life had to have just held your breath, closed your eyes, and just praise your way through whatever situation was going on. And so, I mean, how can you be resilient like that? I mean, as a woman, first of all, absolutely no support in your life. Absolutely, you know, I don't know, not really faith-based really in your home. Wow, I mean.
It was a mixture of being faith-based in my home. We had the witchcraft, and then my dad believed in Jesus only when people were around, but he never went to church.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's an atheist now, but
Yeah.
I think it's just the strength and that courage, you know, as far as being resilient, just to keep going.
Well, you know, we see
know?
this stuff on TV. We watch shows about human trafficking. It literally brings me to a level of anger that I can't even comprehend. And that's just part of what you see on TV. I mean, but to know somebody who actually really went through something like this, I'm still going, unbelievable, you know, unbelievable. So I thank you for sharing all of that. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So sharing your story with us, as you know, the program is youth, but of all ages. How do you want your story to affect whenever you tell it to the youth? What do you want them to get from it?
I want
question.
I want them to see that no matter what situation you're in, to keep pushing or reach out for help. There's help out here. We are here to help. Not because, for example, one officer doesn't believe your story. There's another one that cares. That's gonna believe. Like if I will be talking to, like I see myself in you, if I would be talking to the little me, I would just keep telling her, hey, keep going, you know. But the most important thing is not to give up. I mean, just focus on you. This is, I mean, even though a lot of people have done things to you, this is you. You're like a butterfly. You have to keep working at it until you transform yourself.
Very good question.
And in this situation, like hypothetically, but what would you do in like real time if you saw this going on? Like, how would you react, and what would you actually do?
Well, definitely as a mother and as a law enforcement officer, I would like jump on it right away.
Yes.
You know, try to get them out of the situation they're in. I had situations where they come up to me, and there's resources, there's people out there to help. And now, I mean, of course, I would have turned the other way. I'm here, you know, and a lot of times the experiences I went through, I share it with the people, and they're like, okay, you understand. You don't have sympathy for me, you have empathy for me. So I would definitely, you know, be there to help. Yes.
I want you to know how thankful we are for you, because in this world, a lot of cops aren't how they should be, but we see that you're amazing.
Yes, no, and a lot of times that's why when I go speak with people like younger, I know because of the lashbacks some law enforcement have, I like to go in normal clothes because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a uniform, you know. But human, we're here, you know, and we have feelings. And like me as an officer, I'm not gonna lie to you, I cried on some scenes. And some people might see it as weakness because we have to be all strong, but we're human. But there's a lot of officers out here that still care, and then there's some that just do it, you know, for the badge.
Yeah, exactly. Them were some very good questions, Leanna.
Yes.
What is one thing that you've implemented most when you're out on the streets that makes you a better police officer?
I take my time. Now I'm very observant. So a lot of officers, they like to go in, get out, let me do my report, and that's it. The newer generation that I've dealt with. But I like to take my time and actually observe more. I see what clues do I see, maybe go back and follow up. It doesn't hurt to go back and follow up, you know. Go talk to them. Just, you know, get off the clock and, hey, how are you? And that's when you make that connection with the person. Yeah.
That's really wonderful. Yeah. Anything else, Mia? All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your award-winning books. I'm super excited because I've been watching all of them. And so I think that turning your tragedy into a story is absolutely the most uniquest thing I've ever heard. Most people would have already gave up and crawled underneath a rock with what you just told us. And so when I met you, I started going on your pages and I was going, this woman's got like all these books. I mean, look at the titles, you know, and I mean, all the way from a children's book all the way up into something that an adult who's been through situations can actually learn a lesson and have a message in there. Jennifer, I'm so impressed. I really am. But I want to know something. I noticed that your book, your I guess, legacy is going to be Monarch Story House.
Yeah, Monarch.
What is up with the butterfly? Tell me. I mean, I'm just really curious.
So the butterfly became my symbol. When I wrote my first book, I remember Robert Allen told me, he was like, you're not going to sell if you don't have a brand. And I thought about it so hard, and I was like, what represents me? What can represent the legacy I leave behind in the book? So I thought about the butterfly. I was like, we are all butterflies. We start in the cocoon, and then we start, you know, we go through metamorphosis, we transform into something beautiful. So that's where I chose the butterfly. I was like, and I have always loved butterflies. So I was like, this really represents
resonates your personality in your life.
Yes.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about the books. I mean, I got several that I had on here. The Twin Flames is Under the Moon. Is that coming out or is it already out?
Actually, I have them right here.
Yeah.
So
well, let's show the camera and stuff. So kind of, we'll go over some of these.
So this is my storyline of books. I have a total of 7 books that have been published. And this one, the first one, this is The Adventures of Michael and Chepe. The character is my 2-year-old, Michael.
Oh, how
and
wonderful.
The little horse is Chepe. And then my daughter was the illustrator. So she's the one
your daughter drew these? Oh my goodness,
so
a whole family of amazing.
Yeah, so I made it like a little family business. Everybody has a role. And what really got me into the books was when I saw the bond my son had with the plushie. So I tried to take his plushie away and he wouldn't give it up. And when I started paying attention to him, I was like, okay, that's his safe spot. That's what bonds him. So this book is pretty much focused on the rushed childhood. Let them be kids. Let them, and this is a hybrid book, so it has a bunch of fun stuff in it.
Yeah, just look at look at the illustrations.
Meaning that it's hybrid. On the top they have rhymes, so if they don't feel like reading a story, they could do the rhymes, and then at the bottom, if they want to do a story, they could do the story time.
Wow, this is so wonderful.
Yeah, so it's pretty much Michael and his little horse going on an adventure, you know, different places.
Goodness.
And so from Michael, it grew. So I have different ones.
Yeah.
I'll kind of elaborate. Like this one's more about safety, Halloween safety. So this is him and Chepe again. They go on an adventure, and then they go different places. They go to the fire station, to the police department, food drives, like things you would do during the October month. So it's a little adventure. And this one I actually made it shorter because I had a little girl who complained on this book. She was like, Miss Jennifer, this is too long for me to read. Can you make it shorter, please? So I decided to make it a little bit shorter.
Listening to your people, that's
Yeah.
great.
So I actually, my best people that give me my reviews is my kids. I love to hear because they're like, oh, I don't like that. I want it more colorful. So that's how I make them better. This is the award-winning book. That's the one we went to Arizona to pick up an award for. So that one's Michael Chepe, Dia de los Muertos. So that one I made it based on my mother-in-law because she passed away. Aww. So unfortunately, Michael would never get to meet her, but we did go to Mexico, and he went on a little journey, a little adventure. We went to visit her grave. So I put in there a lot of the Mexican traditions, because my family is from Mexico.
Yeah.
So people could know that Halloween is not Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
But you could still do fun stuff that it's appropriate.
You're taking the time to put truth and hope into these things. This is what makes it even more unique, I think. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, just the illustrations and how you got it laid out.
So that one focuses more on like culture and traditions.
Yeah.
And so every book that I have, they have a different meaning. And this one, for example, this is a very sentimental book. This book is based on our dog. So it helps people mourn when they lose a pet. Here you go, Ms. Brenda, you can see it.
Yeah.
So it shows from the moment she was adopted to the moment she passed away and how the family grieved.
Aww.
And every book has a little QR code where they have free activity packs or
I don't think I've ever seen a book like that with something that unique. Wow, This is beautiful.
So all my books, I try to make them the cheapest I can. And those are running for $12. I know the most expensive one I have is my adult novels, but those, they run for $12 on Amazon.
This is beautiful.
I try to give them a bunch of freebies so they can enjoy it with the kids. Online on my Facebook, I have cartoons and songs, and then they have printable stuff they could do with that. So a bunch of goodies for that. And this is the last one, the Run Mop. So that's based on our dog. He ran away on New Year's Eve, and we finally, thank God, we got him back. But it's just the journey where he left, and because of the fireworks, and how he ended up coming home.
Wow.
So it's just to help people.
This is amazing and absolutely beautiful.
Yes. So the now let's get to the.
And so these are for sales, right?
Yes.
I mean, they can buy them?
Yes, everything is on Amazon. So even if you just put my name, Jennifer Montiel, all my books come out. So and on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, I have the videos, cartoons, everything's for free. The only thing they buy is the book. But if you don't want to buy the book, you could go and see the story or listen to the song. Yeah. So my adult one, the one that I wanted to give you, this is one. So this is called Twin Flames Under the Moon. So this is it's love story-ish because it has a very unique ending, but it's between duty and honor. So this is also based on, a lot of my books are based on, true life, true people. So I actually know the characters. They went through it, so this is their story, but they chose duty over love. And then the timing wasn't there, so this is the book.
Yay, I'll be crying, so I need an autograph on there.
Yes, and the one that we will be releasing on March the 24th, that's the one, Surviving the Narcissistic Parents. It's called Raised by Silence, and that's where I share my story. And then I have a few chapters where it helps them how to overcome, how to get out of that situation. And then it also has a lot of helpline references. And then I have a doctor that is on the book that he co-authored with me, that he gives his opinion. He's a forensic psychologist. Yeah, so that one hopefully March 24th it comes out. Yeah.
Wow. We're gonna have to get that book,
question?
right, Leanna?
I want the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Do you have anything else that you would like to add, or?
With your books, what message are you getting out with your books, like your children's books? What do you want them to get from the book?
So every children's book is different. They all have a different message. Like I was explaining right now, each book carries a different message, but it's just more like to make the children feel safe. And also it educates the parent, like, hey, don't be rushing them. Like, there are children, let them enjoy the time, let them. So every book does have a different message.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm gonna have to let you write my story one of these days, because I have one in there somewhere.
And I would love to.
Thank you. If you could speak to the version, and I believe you said something about this, if you could speak to the version of yourself who was still in the middle of a storm, what would you tell her?
keep going. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, keep going.
You described your journey as one of courage and accountability. What did accountability look like for you in the early versions of your life? I mean, I know you said that you felt like you were responsible for some of it. And I know sometimes when these girls go through these emotional traumas like that, they say, well, maybe I could have worn something different. Maybe if I wouldn't have been doing this, maybe if I wouldn't have been. But even not being a victim, I know that that's all BS. Because you could wear a trench coat. If the guy is a predator, the guy is a predator.
Exactly.
There is nothing that you're going to change about yourself. And I think that, it's hard to separate when you go to Walmart if somebody is in that state of mind. So what would be as a police officer especially, what would be your recommendation for young ladies that are just getting out by themselves, going into the store? What do they need to look for?
Well, I would tell them what I tell my daughter. Always, what I definitely recommend, always check your surroundings before you even go, and also keep in mind the times of the day. Usually, I don't let her go out at night. So, if they were my children, or even as a law enforcement officer, I always tell them, watch your surroundings. She always check the traffic. If it's heavy traffic, there's going to be a lot of people out. I did get a portable pepper spray, the ones you put on your keychain. Keep that. Make sure you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna go to the store, I'll be back, so they could know where you're going. Because a lot of my young girls that go missing, that it's hard for me to track them. I don't know where they're at, or they don't have a recent picture of them posted or saved somewhere for me to find them. But mainly it's just watch your surroundings and be careful what you post, because a lot of that I notice now with our social media, they like to post everything, they like to check in. So there's people out there that if they like the way you look, they're gonna see where you're checking in. They're gonna, if they're possibly stalkers, they're gonna find you because you're putting yourself there. But you can always check in when you're at home or somewhere else, and you can still go to that, be like, oh, I was at this location. Nobody's gonna know, but you're not there no more. So if someone was looking for you there, you're not there anymore. But it's just, that's some of the recommendations.
Just like yesterday, I couldn't find my telephone, and I know that's something simple. But I came back up here, but on my mother's phone, it says my last location was 32 minutes ago being here. So I knew that my phone was here. So just having those features on our phones and things like that, it really helps you guys, I'm sure, to find young girls and stuff. So I don't know if I could do your job, young lady. It's tough. Is there anything that you would like to close with that you feel that somebody out there might need to know?
What I would tell anybody that's being a victim or has been through this or that is struggling in any type of form, just first of all, believe in yourself. There is hope out there. There is help. There's people that care. I mean, we care. There's a lot of resources now available. If you feel you're in a situation where you can't get out, there's always a way that we are listening, even on social media. I've noticed my last girl that I found, she was actually on social media active, but she was being kept captive. So the way I was able to get to her was through her social media. So there's always resources out there, but I mean, I don't want them to feel like, okay, I went through this, my life is over. No, it's not. We're here to help and believe in yourself. And like me, I actually got a lot into prayer. When I feel in my words, when I feel down, I pray. Everybody has different ways that they could cope, just to help them. But just don't give up. That's the biggest thing. Life is so beautiful. Now that I'm older and that I tell my kids, like, even if my daughter would mention to me, hey, I want to commit suicide, like, I would definitely be there for her. It's I mean, not because you feel you want to take your life away doesn't mean you're weak. You need somebody to be there for you. So that's what, that's
and
what
I find that too as a leader, Miss Jennifer, because we've dealt with suicide around this area, and you're just one day away from a decision being changed, or something happening in your life that may change tomorrow. And so that's why we are here. That's why you are here. That's why our organizations are important.
With suicide, I'm very big because I've lost some law enforcement friends over that, and that's why I'm majoring in clinical psychology. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll get my PhD in that. You know, but my goal was whenever I did get the PhD, I wanted to do the work for veterans and law enforcement and victims, because nowadays they can't afford the care, or they're put on waiting lists, and then it's too late. They can't. Nobody's there to help. But a lot of the friends that I've lost, the last one specifically, really hurted me because I wasn't here. And I heard that he was looking for me. And when I came back, it was too late. So it really hurted me that I couldn't even attend his funeral. And because I was like, hey, I loved you. Like, I'm here for you, but you know, because I wasn't there that slightly moment. And that's what's very important for people to know, not because I understand we all go through a lot of things, and there's probably people that have been through worse things that I have. I mean, just, you know, we love you, like we care for you. I mean, we're here. We might not be blood, we might not be family, but there's people that care, you know.
Well, I thank you so much,
Yes.
you know, for coming to our community. She will be on our talking to our young people tonight
Yes.
at our Get It Off Your Chest program.
Yes.
Leanna, I want you to thank you so much for taking the time to come here and be our co-host, and hopefully you'll come back and do that again.
Oh, yes.
I really like having the youth's opinion and having interaction like that, because they're our future generation. So thank y'all both for being here. And
Thank
I want to thank y'all for everyone who was able to watch it. Hopefully you've learned something very valuable. This is what courage and determination looks like. And I hope she's encouraged you today to come forward if you're needing someone to talk to,
Yes.
because they're here.
We're here
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.